Russian warplanes spotted near Alaska, and within minutes, U.S. fighter jets were launched. A high-speed intercept unfolds in the freezing skies above the Bering Strait. For nearly an hour, American and Russian pilots flew within visual range, each watching the other, each waiting for the next move. In total, the tense operation would last 3 hours. A shadow dance above one of the most remote and most strategic places on Earth, Alaska. But here's the question. Why do Russian planes keep showing up here? And why is Alaska so valuable that the United States will never let it go? Stick with me, because the truth is colder, deeper, and far more dangerous than you've been told. The news headline is simple. Russian warplanes spotted near Alaska, intercepted by NORAD. But behind those few words lies an entire world of military strategy, hidden patrols, and power plays between superpowers. This wasn't just a random flight. NORAD, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, picked up the aircraft using its layered defense network. Satellites high above the Earth, massive radar stations across Alaska and Canada, and airborne sensors. The Russian planes never crossed into U.S. territory, but they did enter the Air Defense Identification Zone, the ADIZ, a kind of outer warning ring that stretches far beyond America's actual borders. Once you're in that ring, NORAD wants to know exactly who you are, why you're there, and how quickly they can make you leave. According to NORAD, once the Russian planes were detected, U.S. fighter jets were launched immediately. The mission wasn't to attack. It was to shadow, identify, and escort. Think of it as an armed welcome committee. The operation took 3 hours from first detection to final exit. The Russians, 4 warplanes in total, stayed inside the ADIZ together for about 50 minutes. They were intercepted, escorted, and monitored until they turned back toward international airspace. To the public, this might sound like routine business, but here's the thing. These encounters are never routine for the people in the cockpit. Imagine flying at supersonic speeds, knowing you're within minutes of a potential international incident. One wrong move, one misinterpreted maneuver, and the situation could escalate in seconds. So why Alaska? Why here? Alaska is the crown jewel of American strategic geography. At its narrowest point, the U.S. and Russia are separated by just 55 miles of water. That means military aircraft can go from Russian to American airspace in a matter of minutes. Alaska also hosts vital military infrastructure. Clear Space Force Station, one of the most powerful radar stations in the world, tracking missiles and satellites. Elmendorf and Eielson, Air Force bases home to advanced F-22 Raptors and F-35 Lightning II jets. Missile defense systems ready to intercept threats coming over the pole. And beyond military value, the Arctic is becoming a new global frontier. Melting ice is revealing new shipping lanes and untapped oil and gas reserves. Whoever dominates this region gains economic, political, and military leverage for decades to come. What really happens when foreign aircraft approach Alaska's air defense zone? First, NORAD detects them, a blip on the radar moving fast across the icy skies. Controllers track the course and speed, and within moments, U.S. fighter jets are scrambled. They climb hard, sometimes breaking the sound barrier, until they reach visual range. The interceptors slide into position alongside the intruders, close enough to be unmistakable, yet keeping a safe buffer. It's a silent warning. We see you, and you will not go further. The foreign planes are shadowed until they turn away, leaving the zone under the watchful eyes of American pilots. The drama in the skies is only part of the story. Below the waves, an even more secretive game is unfolding. The U.S. Navy has a constant presence in these northern waters. Nuclear-powered submarines patrol silently under the ice, capable of launching missiles that can reach targets across the globe. Their positions are classified, but make no mistake, they're out there. Sometimes these patrols are made public as a message to Russia. For example, under Trump's administration, U.S. nuclear submarines were sent near Russian waters in a show of strength. Each move was calculated, a reminder that the U.S. can reach Moscow's doorstep too. Meanwhile, Russian subs and warships operate in the Arctic as well. The ocean here is a chessboard, with each side trying to outmaneuver the other without starting a direct confrontation. It's a Cold War in the most literal sense. The truth is, these flybys and submarine patrols are part of a larger pattern. Russia has been investing heavily in its Arctic military infrastructure, building new bases, modernizing its northern fleet, and increasing bomber patrols. The U.S. responds with its own exercises, often involving NATO allies, and sends strategic bombers to the region. Each action prompts a counteraction. It's not open warfare, but it's a constant test of readiness. Every time a Russian plane approaches Alaska, it's probing. How fast will the U.S. respond? What aircraft will they send? How close can we get before they take serious action? These questions aren't asked in press conferences. They're answered in the freezing skies over the Bering Strait. 4 Russian warplanes flying near Alaska might sound like just another military news blip, but it's not. It's a signal. It's a reminder that the front lines of superpower competition aren't always where we expect them to be. Alaska is more than snow and wilderness. It's America's early warning system, its shield, and its launch point for any Arctic operations. The skies, the seas, and even the ice itself are part of a high-stakes chess match where one bad move could change history. And as long as U.S.-Russia tensions remain high, we will see more of these encounters. The question is, the day one side goes too far, will the world be ready for what comes next? If you want to understand where the next chapter of global power struggles might unfold, don't just look at Eastern Europe or the South China Sea. Look north. Look to Alaska. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay informed about the stories behind the headlines, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I'll see you in the next video